Hey guys, this is your presentation from Monday, November 2nd. Be sure to click the attendance link so you can get credit for being here today. So today your reminders are that you need to be working on your new set of weather vocabulary. It is due on Monday the 9th. So this is all about weather patterns. You have a week from today before it's due. So you can assume that since vocab's due on the 9th, you will also have an assessment on the 9th. Today we're going to be doing this pressure system practice with high pressure systems and low pressure systems, and you guys will need to turn it in once you get finished with it. So I'm going to go over the basics with you guys. We did a Nearpod lesson during class, so during the live session. So they got a link in the chat box for it, but for you guys, all you have to do to get credit for your Nearpod lesson is to go here. So let's launch a new lesson for you guys. Okay, so you will go to join.nearpod.com and you'll type in this code. Okay, so that is all you do. Go to join.nearpod.com and type in this code. So I'm going to do it over here so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to enter in the code right there and click join. And when I do, it asks me for my name, so I'm just going to put my name as tutorial, since I'm showing you guys how to do this during the tutorial. And then I'll click join lesson. So now it brings you to the lesson and you scroll with the arrow bars. The whole point of this Nearpod lesson is to help you understand high and low pressure systems, recognize the difference between them, and it'll ask you questions along the way. So here's the first question. And it's an open-ended question, so kind of opinionated, just type what you think. It says, take a look at the weather map, which is right here. You can click on it, it makes it bigger, just like that. And it says, what do you think H and L represent? So you'll type your answer here. I think that H represents blah, blah, blah. And then I think that L represents whatever your answer is, okay? Then you click submit and you continue on. It says in the following video you'll understand how temperature affects air, and it says put your headphones on now, but since you guys are at home you can listen to it out loud. So it'll bring you to this video, you press play and it'll play it for you. It's only a minute long, and after watching the video, this next section talks to you about high pressure system and how it's cool, dry air, and the air sinks down at the center of a high pressure system. So you usually have clear skies, nice sunny weather. And it says up here the difference between high pressure systems in the northern hemisphere where we live versus high pressure systems in the southern hemisphere. So in the northern hemisphere, air in high pressure systems moves outward from the center and it rotates clockwise. But in the southern hemisphere, because of the Coriolis effect, remember it goes the opposite direction, so it rotates counterclockwise. And then there's a question as you go. So here's a poll. Which of the following is true about high pressure systems? Air rises towards the center of the system, air sinks in the center of the system, or winds in a high pressure system turn the same direction no matter what hemisphere. You click whatever you think, click submit, and keep rolling. Okay, so now it goes over low pressure systems and how they're an area of warmer air. It's moist air, lots of water vapor, and because it's warm, it rises in the center of a low pressure system. And this is what creates the formation of the clouds and all the rain and the storms. Once again, it tells you in the northern hemisphere, your low pressure systems rotate a certain way, and in the southern hemisphere, they rotate a certain way. But if you notice, this time it's flipped. Low pressure systems, because of the way they rotate inwards, they rotate counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. So the exact opposite of a high pressure system. Then there's a poll question for you to answer. Which of the following is true about low pressure systems? They turn counterclockwise in the north and clockwise in the south. Air sinks in a low pressure system, or nice weather is associated. Pick your answer. Submit, move on. So now there's another video that talks about air pressure and about low and high pressure systems and how they affect weather. This one's 3 minutes long, so watch it. And then it says, on this map of the United States, draw the symbol for a low pressure system over California and draw the symbol for a high pressure system over Texas. Use the correct colors. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, for those of you that don't know, this is California right here. And this is Texas. All right. So if you're having to draw a specific symbol over California, here's California, here's Texas. When you've done your symbol, you'll click submit and it keeps you going. Why is nice weather associated with high pressure systems? With a high pressure system, air is sinking in the center. So because that air is sinking, it's not rising up and causing clouds and storms to form. Okay, so this gives us clear skies without any precipitation. And so why is poor weather associated with low pressure systems? With low pressure systems, you have that warm air rising up in the center of it, right? So when it rises up, it has that water vapor that ends up condensing and making clouds, which is going to form your precipitation and your storms. And then there's a 6-question quiz. You'll answer it. I'm just going to click random things just to get through it. Click next. Click next. Click next, because I don't want to be giving you guys all the answers, you know. Click next. Click next. And question 6 out of 6, submit. Okay. When you're done, it'll break it down on how well you scored. I got 16% of the questions correct and 83% incorrect because I didn't read them and I just clicked. And then it says, I hope you enjoyed the lesson on the differences of air pressure. Okay, so that's it for the Nearpod lesson. Now, the last part of today's lesson is for you to go into Google Classroom and open up your pressure systems practice or pressure systems worksheet, whatever it's called, under the classwork tab for today. And all it is 2 little things that look like this. You'll type in answers for the fill in the blank section here, and then this one is just dragging and organizing the information based off a high or low pressure system. So, for example, here it talks about high and low pressure, and it says fill in the blanks from the teacher presentation. So what we just went over, you'll use that information to help you here. One important factor in daily weather is air pressure. Okay. Air pressure can be either high or it can be low. A large blue blank represents high pressure. So a large blue H represents high pressure, and a large red L represents low pressure. High pressure causes what kind of skies? Remember, high pressure brings good weather, so clear skies. And low pressure causes cloudy skies, and you can say precipitation or storms, whatever you want to say here. Now, high pressure has blank sinking air. So it has dry sinking air. Most of the time it's cool, so dry, cool, sinking air. And low pressure, our low pressure systems, we're just going to stick with moisture here, so we'll change that to just dry. Our low pressure systems has moist rising air, so lots of water vapor, right? High pressure rotates blank, low pressure rotates blank. If you don't know, you can look at these pictures down here. So this first one is a high pressure system. If you look, it goes in the direction of a clock. So high pressure rotates clockwise. And low pressure does the opposite, so it rotates counterclockwise. In the last part, it says color the letters and label the diagrams as either moist rising or dry sinking. Well, since we can't really color here, you're just going to tell me, would it be red or blue? So if it's the H, it'll be blue. And if it's the L, it'll be red. This first one here with nice weather is going to represent your high pressure system because high pressure brings good weather. And this last one with our storm cloud there, that's going to be our low pressure system bringing bad weather. All right. So I'm going to present it just so you can see it. You can pause it here to get the answers that you need for this specific slide before I move on. All right, and the last slide is a drag and drop. You can put, these are all mixed up, so there could be a couple of high pressures over here, a couple of low pressures and high pressures over here. You just have to figure out what goes where. So under our high pressure column, remember high pressure brings good weather. So let's bring the one over that says fair weather, because we know it's going to bring our fair weather skies, which means fair weather is sunny. So we're going to drag both of those over there because both of those are accurate. Our low pressure brings our bad weather. So we're going to put our cloudy skies and our stormy weather over here. All right. And then under high pressure, that's our good weather. So it's nice dry air. So we're going to pull dry air right there. And our low pressure system is the opposite. It's full of water vapor. So that's our moist air. Remember that your high pressure system rotates like a clock. So it's clockwise. And your low pressure system does the opposite. It is counterclockwise. With your low pressure system, your warm air rises up. So this definitely has rising air, while your high pressure system has sinking air. And cloudy skies was already used. That's just an extra one. Okay. So I'll delete that on yours before you have yours assigned to you. All right, so if you guys have any questions for today's lesson, we did the Nearpod together. I did these two worksheets here with you, right? So here's where I will put your video for today, and your exit ticket will be put right there. All right, if you have any questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Thanks.